Greetings and welcome back to Smartwatch Ticks, where we're doing a little unboxing today of another smart analog watch. It's called the Watch X Plus from Lenovo. It's in this great big long box and it's sealed too. So we're going to get into this so that we can slide it open and reveal, wow, there you go, the Watch X Plus. Before we begin, let's find out a little bit about it. Comes to us from Gearbest, and this is one of those combination hybrids. It's got analog design, but look, there's some digital stuff showing on it as well. So it's a Bluetooth waterproof smartwatch. That's basically what they're telling us. But as we dive deeper into it from the overall specs and information, we find that it can also do heart rate monitoring and real-time feedback from that. You've got sleep monitoring, and it'll do your sleep quality calculation throughout the night. You've got alarm reminders. You can set the alarm on the phone and the watch is going to vibrate to let you know something came through. There's a remote camera control, so you can use the watch for taking selfies or group shots, anti-lost, and when it's synchronized to your phone, if you leave your watch behind or your phone behind, your watch is going to vibrate so you'll know as you're walking away. Pretty cool, huh? This is feature rich. Look at that. Barometer and thermometer, real-time temperature monitoring. This is the ambient temperature measurement, not something pulled off of the internet supposedly related to your area. So hardware, it's the Lenovo. It's using the newest Bluetooth 5.0 and totally waterproof. Again, all of the functions are listed there. Other functions including low battery reminder. In terms of battery, we've got a 600, can you believe that? A 600 milliamp hour battery in something that's not going to use very much power at all. It should last 45 days standby, it says. Stainless steel, zinc alloy. It works with iPhones and Androids. There's all your dimensions. And now let's take a look at it. We've got this cute card. This is a perfect holiday gift packaging if you haven't figured that out already. Great. Here's our QR codes to scan for Apple, it looks like. For Android, not even sure what these guys are. Anyway, I'll put that on the screen if you want to scan it. That's probably the Tethering app. When we open it up, we get into just a brief overview of how the watch works in Chinese. It said it was a Chinese manual. I was hoping we would get something in English, but no, we are ahead of our times in this one. Earmarked for the Chinese market, it's coming to us in total Chinese. But that should be okay as long as the app will work with us in English, because there's really nothing that you have to read on the screen, right? Just probably some numbers for heart rate and whatnot. Wow, it's a heavy-duty watch. Comes in a little bag. This is an interesting metal band. It's super pliable, flexible, lightweight. Wow, haven't seen one like that. And it loops around, so I guess you stick your arm in it, and then you pull on the magnet and you tighten it up, huh? Yeah. So underneath, we have the charging port, we have heart rate diode, and we've got all this film protecting it. Let's take some of that off. Can we get to the back side? Yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay, really protected nicely. Definitely solid metal. You can't tell anything by it. It's totally black, just the time. Do we press? Do we pull? Oh, look, I pressed and it said the battery's low. So we're going to have to charge it. That's the band. You looked at the manual. And then we've got the USB charging connector, which, fortunately, looks like the same as... Oh, no, it's different. I was going to say the same as your smartphone. Or not your phone, but other smartwatches. But no, this is a 4-pin one, but it's a very unique custom design. It's magnetic coupled that even wants to hold on to the band itself. It's good and strong. going to hold in place, and obviously it needs to be used right now. So if there's nothing else left in the box and it doesn't look like it, we will charge it up and turn it on. I'll be right back. Well, here we go. I've had a chance to play with it a little bit. I've set it up for the twist to turn it on, and you can see we've got the analog time with luminous dials. They glow in the dark, and when you twist your wrist, you get a couple of panes of information, basically the date and battery level and Bluetooth connect, along with the actual time in military, and then your temperature in your area. Those three displays there show up. Then, if you want to get serious about what you can look at on this watch, you press the button. The first press will bring you to the same thing that the twist your wrist brought you to, and shows you those same three panes again. But at any time, if you want to, press a second time and you get to activity. This is giving you your current step count, calories burned, time that you've been exercising, and distance traveled, and loops back to the step count again before turning itself off. That's pretty cool, but wait, it gets better. This is a pretty sophisticated little instrument for what looks like a standard analog watch. Press it again to activity. One more time, you go to the heart rate. When you leave it alone there, it's going to show you your current heart rate, and see down below the resting heart rate value of 62. It's managed over time to determine that my basic resting heart rate is 62, although right now it was flagging it, what was it, 79, something like that. Anyway, it'll go through that, and of course, as it gets your heart rate, when you're testing it, it's holding that data, and it's also incrementally testing the heart rate for transfer to the app, 76. If you press it again, you'll see last night's sleep information, and unfortunately, I haven't slept with this one either. You know, I can only sleep with so many watches. Yeah, we won't go there. Oh, press again, heart rate, sleep monitoring information, and then you get to an alarm, which you can set from the app, and it'll vibrate on here, of course, whenever that time comes up for your alarm, and you can see what your alarms are there. I don't believe you can set it from the watch. When you press and hold on any of these, it doesn't go into a mode where you can do anything, it just turns off. It's like this button is only activating when you press it just to loop through the different screens. Everything else happens from the app. So after the alarm, we get into run, climb, or swim, followed by settings. I'll come back to those. Let's get into settings. Again, I'm going to press on it, but you just actually have to wait and leave it alone. When you get in here, you see you have the Find My Phone feature, which is on, or Bluetooth, which is on, and your battery level. So it's telling you all these different things, and if I press and hold, nothing happens on the Find My Phone. And settings, and Find My Phone, press and hold. It's not doing anything. It doesn't turn Bluetooth on or off from here. So I don't see any way that you can actually press the button to do anything with it. It's all from the app. So I guess we need to take a look at the app. But before I go there, I want to talk about this band. This, are you ready for it? Is a Milanese strap. It's woven smooth in stainless steel mesh that gently wraps around the wrist with magnetism. Free to adjust. Make sure it fits snugly to your wrist. I want to show you me getting in and out of this thing. Now, I'm not a big guy. I'm not a small guy. I'm just a guy, right? It's magnetically coupled here. It's like you can lift it, and when you do, it disconnects, and it's got a really powerful magnet on it. Looks like I still got plastic over it, too. And that slips in here. So the way to get it on and off is you let it slip all the way down like that. It's not going to come out of the slot. It's stuck in there. But watch Mr. Tick's normal hand gyrate, manipulate, squeeze to get this thing off. Well, we've just eliminated everybody bigger than me from being able to use this unless you know a way of adjusting it. I'm on the very last. Oh, you know, you can get it a little bit looser if you make sure it doesn't clamp down like that, and you can get it on. But it doesn't come all the way off this Milanese strap. It's a great idea. It's a nice design. It's really flexible metal, and you need to have a smaller wrist to get into it. Thank you very much. Very flexible. You can fold the whole thing up. But we were going to talk about the app. Now, I hope you're paying attention, because remember when we looked at the manual, it was all in Chinese, but there were QR codes, and if you scan those, guess what? It's all in Chinese. You have to look for this icon when that all came up. I guess you could use Google Translate, but I decided to go to the Google Play Store, look for Lenovo, and hunt for that icon. And sure enough, in English, I was able to find that it matches Lenovo Watch. That's the app you're going to look for. There's a link in the show notes to get over there, or if you're doing it on your own, go to the Google Play Store, I'm not sure about Apple, and look for Lenovo Watch. When you get there, you will be able to activate the app. Now, I'm in the app. It's going to migrate data, and this is one of the failings of this app, is it takes it a while to do that. Everything you do, it wants to do that. I had to go through and set up an account, which I did, and registered. And then when you're in here, you have all of the stuff that you can put in for your information, which is the generic that I left it at for right now. You can set your health goals and your sleep time goal in here. I usually bump mine up to 8,000 just because. And then you can set your sleep time goal there. Okay, see how easy that is. Say done. And now it's transferring that, I guess. Oh, look at that. Set failed. Interesting. I'm having some issues with the app and it connecting with the server as well. It hasn't been updating properly to the server, so we'll just see how it goes. But that shows you in the app where you can do these settings for those things. Then you can come in here and link accounts to your email, it looks like, but not to Google Fit or any of those other things. Reset your password and log out of your account. Help and feedback and about the Lenovo Watch. We may look at that a little bit later. See, now I'm going back out of here and I have to go through this migration period just to get to the previous screen. There's some really cool things about this watch, and there's some little annoyances. This is an annoyance. We're back here. That should be the weather, but it's not updating the weather. If I go in here, you can see it tries to synchronize and fails. I kind of think this is really set up for China and not so much anywhere else because of how it was shipped, and that's only got a Chinese manual, and it may not be that the app, through the linking to their Lenovo site, is universal. Anyway, down here are workouts. Now, this is where it gets fun, and this is where we get into those things we saw for running, climbing, and swimming. You have users that you can tie in with, and it supposedly is going to calculate your daily mood. You can create a plan of some sort. And look, it's even got an ad for the very watch that we're working with in this app. So let's back up here and take a look at running. Updating the running numbers. Okay, here we go. I had a running event that lasted for 2 minutes and 10 seconds, but I didn't get any data for it other than heart rate because I was riding in the car, and I just set it into that mode and let it run for a couple of minutes and noticed that my pace was not changing and the steps weren't changing. So this is totally tied to the pedometer and in no way is tied in with GPS or anything else. Also, I'll let you know that I had the watch with me but not the phone, so there was no tethering going on there. But look, you got some pretty good data that you can accumulate for those of you wanting to use this for fitness in the running category. Yeah, but you can't export it apparently to any other app, but you do have that here. Now look, I've got a go button. Here's where I can choose running, climbing, riding, which is not available on the watch, or swimming. And each of these look like they have ability to run right from the app itself. I just switched over to climbing, which was something that I've done a couple of events on here. And Here's the first one. Look at that. It's got average speed. Not sure how it's calculating that. The duration, the calories burned. Number of steps would be from the pedometer. Maybe it figures that out from time and step speed. Vertical speed and climbing height in meters. More speed information, step frequency. Look at the altitude change in meters. Yeah, 103, which is about 300 and some odd feet, which is about right. And I guess average of 50 meters per minute. Well, I'm not sure. Again, here's your heart rate average, maximum and minimum. And it says more data coming soon. And so this is all happening when you're in that climbing category. When I go to riding, there was no capability for that and nothing is popping up. And I did do a swimming thing just for fun that lasted 9 minutes, but it was riding in the car. I don't know how it counts strokes. I presume it's using the gyroscope or pedometer or something, and strokes per minute, calories burned, and time. But that's all you get in terms of swimming data. So you can page through these this way. That's cool. Okay. And let's see if I hit go. I'm starting to get some stuff happening here. It says it's sunny and 31 degrees. By the way, you can't change that to Fahrenheit as far as I can tell. We are doing something. I'm up to 13 kilometers per hour sitting here with you. I'm counting off some seconds here, and then I can stop it. And I could go on or I can finish. Finish looks like you got a hold to stop. There we go. And it's too short to save to the record, so we'll just quit out of that. Okay. But of course, what you're going to want to do is do that on the watch. So let me show you what that looks like on the watch. When we go in here and we tap and we tap and we tap again, we get to the first one, which is run. If I don't press anymore and I leave it there, it gives me a 3-second countdown, and then it begins. It's showing me my step count, steps per minute, kilometers walked, my minutes per kilometer or pace, my heart rate, and my calories used up, and elapsed time. And that's all happening here. Oh, gosh. And the current time and the current temperature. And then it loops back again for steps and steps per minute. So you've got a lot of data available to you, and at any time you press it, it's going to go through that looping of all that information again while you're doing your walk or your run. When you press and hold the side, here's where the press and hold comes in. It saves that data. And then that data later can be exported to the app. If instead of running, you selected climbing and you leave it alone, you get a little bit different data display. As it activates, you're getting your altitude, it looks like in meters, heart rate and calories burned, right? Your elapsed time. Now, time and temperature, just like we had on the other one. And back, this is MH. And I don't know if that's an attempt at speed, because remember we had that in climbing, or if that's meters per hour going up and down. But you know what? This actually does change as you go up and down. Riding in a car, I did see it change that altitude distance that we saw in the app when we went into that category for climbing. There was that change in meters, both going up or negative going down. I tried it both ways. And so it's getting that change in altitude from apparently the barometric pressure that is built in with the sensor inside the watch. That said, that means you don't need your phone along with you in order to get climbing data that has altitude change in it. And because it's a workout kind of thing, you're going to get your heart rate and calories burned and steps and all that kind of stuff, I guess. I don't know. I didn't see steps there. Finally, we can, of course, we got to press and hold to get out of that one. And it'll save that. And all these that are saved when we tether it to the app, of course, get moved over there. Then the last one we have access after run and climb is swimming. And this one, I don't think you can do a lot with this one. you get your heart rate when it's connected up, and you get your time, your calories burned was on that previous screen, and the current time and temperature, and then it loops back again. So all that stuff about numbers of strokes and things like that, and strokes per minute that you saw in the app, yeah, I don't know that it's going to transmit all that over, and I don't know that that data will be accurate in here because it's not displaying it. But it may be counting laps in the background, just not showing them on the watch. Oh, is that enough? If we covered everything, you got the Milanese strap idea down, you got the heart rate monitor, we've seen it charged, we've gone through all the different screens. The temperature is in centigrade. There's no ability apparently to change any of this out of metric to English. There was a place in here. This was important. This was originally in Chinese. Here it is. Okay, this is about me and all of my parameters, and this is about the watch. So when I click on that, now I get to the setup about the watch. It shows you which one you're using, and it's connected. And is the watch time accurate? Oh, we're going to show you that little treat at the very end. The power level, a calibration thing, and then funny function and basic function. So you can use this as a remote shutter. When you tap that, you get the camera activated here. You shake the watch and you can take a picture. You've got the heart rate information here, and most of this is just information pages right now. And estimated heart rate, will unit flash cell phone camera to record the visual construction and suspension of every heartbeat, authorize access, allow it to take pictures and record. Okay, got this far. I checked resting, because you can check exercise, and I couldn't get it to go any further than this. And it appeared what it was going to do was use your camera in your phone along with the flash light on the back to calculate your heart rate for baseline from the phone. But there's no go button. There's nothing to activate it. There's no way to go anywhere from here. So interesting, almost there, but not quite. Smart alarm. Here's where you set the alarms that we saw on here, but we couldn't actually do anything with. Well, here's where you set them up. You can cancel or say done in that. And then you got smart reminders, where you can tag it to send you information about phone calls. I don't know if it's going to show you the name. I guess it will if you allow contacts. Then the same thing for message reminders. You can get your SMS messages. You can set up sedentary reminders with different intervals and start times and do not disturb signs. And app message reminders. Wow, you got to turn on Lenovo Watch first so it can collect all of that data. Once you've done that, you have access to all of these different types of message systems that can be pushed to you. And they're all currently selected. Select all, or deselect all, or select individual ones if you want to. That's all happening in Smart Reminders, and that's all the funny functions. Now, basic functions, we've got the watch mode. Here's where you have an overall do not disturb that you can set start and end times if you want to. You've got the time sync, which I just turned off. I'm going to turn it back on. That's going to sync the time here from here, but not the first setup time. I'm going to do a disconnect reminder here, which is the find your phone feature that we saw. Notice it's off, which is probably why it didn't work when I was going through the settings. There it is. Watch language. Check it out. When it ships to you, it comes in Chinese. So when you first turn the watch on and you start cycling through everything, come on, focus here, you're going to see this. You see all of that? That's because it's been set to Chinese. But you have the icons there, so you could still work with it. But we just simply go back, change it to English, and we're back in business. There. Hands are a little wet. All right. And now, theoretically, yep, it changed already. Okay, so that's the overall stuff about the watch. I want to do something here with calibration. When I tap calibration, it's going to presume that the watch is not set for the right time. So this is the hands calibration. I'm going to say next, and then it says fill in the time on the watch corresponding to the hands, okay? Watch me now. This is, when you get it, let's say this is at 10:10, okay? And what the real time is 3:17 or something. What I would want to do is put where the hands are. So if I said that the hands were at 10:10, if they really were, and I know what the time is on my phone, and I say done, and I say start, it's going to actually advance the hands on the watch automatically through that Bluetooth connection, and when they stop, they'll be at the correct time. Now, they're not going to be correct this time because they weren't at 10:10. They were accurate at 3:19. So where it stops is obviously going to be off. The next time I do it, I put in the actual location of the hands when they stop, and then it will recalibrate it to be accurate to the exact current time. Nice. There's only a couple of watches, analog smartwatches I've seen that have that technology. It's a servo motor in there, and hence the price is a little expensive on this one. It's got that advanced technology, Luminous dials, 450 milliamp hour battery, 45 days standby time, integration of all of these different features, along with that bright white digital display tied to the app. It makes it a pretty worthy watch. So if you're looking for an analog watch like this, that really just looks like an analog watch, and you can turn off that tilt your wrist, twist your wrist, hello, I'm talking too much, twist your wrist to see the time thing, so it doesn't turn on, you can fake everybody out, you got a regular analog watch, you know, for a business meeting or whatever. But if you do want that on, you of course have the feature to be able to turn it on here. All right, you've been watching Smartwatch Ticks, and we're back in the analog smartwatch category. Just to remind you, this is kind of near holiday season, early October 2018. I have no idea when you're watching it, but I'm going to be doing category summaries of different watches for a holiday buying guide. One of the categories is going to be smart analog watches, and we're going to take a look at a variety of these that I've reviewed so that you guys can decide what might be a good gift for you or somebody else if you like this category. Look for the same thing for like ladies' watches and of course Android smart watches, fitness watches, ECG plus PPG. Yeah, there's so many different kinds out there. We've got to try to hone it down to make your buying decision a little bit easier. In the meantime, if you're convinced for this one, you can pick it up right now from Gearbest. Check the show notes down below for a buying link and a discount coupon if I can get you one on this, and you'll be in business with a really fancy Lenovo Watch X Plus. All right, we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.